This is the Anbernic RG351M. Let's talk about it.
Welcome to
All right, welcome to the show, guys. Thank you for tuning in. We are talking about the RG351M today, and it holds a lot of video games, and I want to just show you what kind of systems it can play. But I just want to, talk about the pros and the cons. Having this device for about 2 years, so we'll take a closer look, and I'll give you an idea about that. All right, here's the device here, guys, the Anbernic 351M. This version does have Wi-Fi. You charge your charge ports right there. It's got headphones. It's got the two top buttons here. The buttons feel really good. I've had this for about 2 years, and it's been working really well for me. I haven't had any major issues with it. Joysticks feel really good. They're very similar to the Switch. You can click them in as well. A D-pad feels really nice. Then you got your power switch here. If you tap it once, it puts your device into sleep mode, or if you hold it, then you get the option to completely power it down. You got your SD card right here. Now just make sure to replace the SD card if you do purchase one of these devices, because they usually use a cheap SD card, so you want to use a better one, and then back up your data so that just in case of a failure there. And then it's got these little grips on the back here. And there's your volume right there, the volume wheel. Now, something that I've noticed about this device, there's a couple things. The weight is, this is the metal version, so the weight is quite heavy. So I've noticed after a while, it kind of like the weight kind of sits on my pinkies here, and it does start to kind of hurt after a while. So you may, if that's something that would bother you, I would suggest getting the plastic cover version. And it also, when it's cold, this case gets really, really cold in your fingers as well. I've played it outside, like in the winter time before, and this shell here gets really cold in those types of temperatures. So that's something to keep in mind as well. And also there's some better, newer versions of this device. I'll put a picture of it. It has a bit of upgrades, like these two buttons here kind of come up a little bit, so it's easier to hit those ones, as well as the screen's a bit bigger. It has that like clear plastic shell that I really like. So if that's something that would bother you, that I just keep that in mind if you're thinking of getting the metal version. So yeah, let's check out some games. We'll start with Game Boy Advance, and then I'll show you a few other ones just so you kind of have an idea of what it looks like. So here is Metroid Fusion. And it looks fantastic on here. Something this device does really well is Game Boy Advance games. So I'm really satisfied with that. So just so you have an idea, let's move on. You got Game Boy Color games here. Let's do Donkey Kong Country. Sometimes they have these nice little backgrounds too, which is kind of cool. Surprised they were able to port this on the Game Boy Color. It's like quite impressive. I mean, they also did it on the Game Boy too, I think. All right, that's Game Boy Color. Here's the Game Gear, Battletoads. Boom, boom. All right, got the Sega Genesis. This is Castlevania Bloodlines. Also looks fantastic. You got the links. Oh my god, this looks terrible. Man, some games were just so bad back in the day. I guess even now, there's some pretty crappy games out there. There's a giant present here. Whoa, what the heck? That was random. Next, you got arcade games. Here's Donkey Kong. Oh, of course the barrel always goes down the middle. Got the Sega Master System. Alex Kidd and the Lost Stars. The heck was that? I don't... What? He screams every time he gets hit. Oh my god. How do you even attack? There's no attack button. Oh my god, that doesn't get annoying fast. Oh. Alright, that's Alex Kidd. You can also play N64 games. Now the N64 emulation is kind of iffy on here, so just be aware of that. It's not the greatest. Alright, that is N64. You got the Nintendo DS here. So it splits up the screens like this, but you can hit the, I believe you can hit the top button. Yeah, hit the top button and then it changes it to a single screen. So if you just want to show the one screen, you can do that. As you can see, the DS works great. That is the DS. You got Neo Geo here, a bunch of Neo Geo games. You got Neo Pocket, a lot of those. You got Neo Pocket Color. So that looks really good. Lots of game choices there. Nintendo. Let's check out Bubble Bobble. This is a great co-op game. Ice cream. There's Nintendo. Got PC Engine here. Lots of good games there. CD-ROM. So some of these you gotta add your own games. Here's PlayStation. A lot of PlayStation games. Oh wow, Breath of Fire 3's on here too. Pokemon Mini. And it's got this cool little border here. This game's actually really fun. You should check it out. You gotta try and get the Pokemon ball into the holes there. There you go. Ran out of time. Next. You got PSP Minis, Sega 32X. Now I upgraded the operating system on here, so this is Anbernic. When you order this device, I believe it comes with its own operating system that I didn't really like it very much, so I used Retro Game Corp's video to upgrade the operating system to Anbernic. So just so you're aware of that. I also replaced the SD card with a better one. Here's the SG-1000. You got Super Nintendo. There's Mega Man X. There's a lot of customization on these devices too, so if you like want to change the button layout or like change some of the filters on the graphics, organize how you want your games to be displayed, a lot of customization that you can play around with, so just keep that in mind too. Alright, next. Super Graphics, Turbo Graphics, TurboGrafx CD, Virtual Boy. I did a previous video on those. You got the Wonder Swan, Wonder Swan Color. There's a lot of games there. And then you got all games. And then you got your favorites here and your last played. Amiga CD32, Atari 2600, 5200, the family computer. And these ones are kind of hard to get working because it's like it thinks you are using a floppy disk and you have to like flip it on side A and side B. So it's kind of difficult to get those working. Disk system here as well. Then you got Game Boy, lots of Game Boy games. And then we're back to Game Boy Advance. And then one other thing I'll show you, if you go to the game collection settings, then there's a bunch more systems here as well. So there's like the Amiga, Atari 7800, 800, Thomas Wave, ColecoVision, C64, CPC, Dreamcast. Dreamcast I'm sure is kind of iffy. Final Burn Neo, Game & Watch. Then you got Intellivision, Naomi, Sega Naomi, Odyssey, Open Bore, I'm not sure what that is. Then you got Sega CD, Supervision, Vectrix, and the X68000, I'm not sure what that is, and the ZX Spectrum. So yeah, lots of systems this thing can play. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Let me know if you have any questions. I've been using this for 2 years. I really like it, so I can answer any questions you have. And if you liked this video, please consider liking and subscribing the video, and we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. See you later.